Welcome to the Healthy Living Sessions podcast, where we talk about more than just health and fitness. We talk about many aspects of life. While fitness and health are important, there's more to life than just the gym. What's going on, guys? So the topic today about expecting the same results with less time and effort, I think it really stemmed from the 4-Hour Workweek book. Great book, definitely not putting it down or anything. But I think a lot of people took that as, I can make it where I only work 4 hours. That's all I want to do, and started creating this laziness inside of them. And that's not what Tim Ferriss was talking about at all. And if you follow that guy at all, you'll see that he works way more than 4 hours a week. He was just trying to show you that there are processes that you can create to help you be able to only work 4 hours on different things. Find ways to be able to work less overall. He was not saying to put less effort in. He was simply saying find ways to work less so you can focus your efforts on something else. But people have taken it to the total extreme, and they decided that they should be able to work less and put less effort in and at a minimum get the same results. I find this hard to believe that some people do think that, and I think they genuinely do think that they can work less and put less effort in and still get at least the same results. And I would even go as far as to say some people think they can get more results. And the problem is you have to put in the effort in order to get those results. Napoleon Hill said, "Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle." So if we want to continue growing, if we want to continue to get better, we have to have continuous effort and struggle along the way. The road to greatness is not an easy one. You may have days, weeks, months, maybe even a whole year if you're really lucky, where things just go so smoothly, but then things can really change. You really have a lot of things go wrong. They don't go quite according to plan, and you've got to figure out a way around it. And that's where that continuous effort comes in. You've got to continually try and work through those struggles in order to get the results that you want. Now, if you're just trying to go for the same results, that's not a good thing. You need to continue to try and get better and make the results better. And yes, maybe you can cut the time down. Maybe you can somehow cut the effort out. Going back to the 4-hour work week, that's what Tim Ferriss was talking about. He was talking about figuring out ways for other people to do work for you. That way you cut out time. He also talked about like in the office where you wouldn't take time to talk to people at the water cooler and stuff like that. You would simply say, hey, I don't have time, send me an email, and just find ways to not have all that just little interaction, all the small talk before you got to the main subject. To just go ahead and go right into it. That's what he was talking about, not ways to only work 4 hours. Because unfortunately, in the corporate environment, a lot of the work can get done in less time, but we spend all this time there. Because unfortunately, our society, especially here in America, is to work 40, 50 hours a week. If you're lucky, only 40 hours, it seems like. It's more like 45 or 50 hours a week. But you have to almost act like you're working diligently, because if you work as fast as you really could and you're as efficient as you really could be, it tends to be that you just get more work put on your plate. And those that decide to slack off and don't try get less work put on their plate almost. And it's a bizarre thing, and it is a little unfair. But at the end of the day, are you putting in your best effort? That's what you really should look at. Don't worry about what other people are doing, and don't just try and put in as little effort as possible to get the same results. You need to keep putting in all that effort, because eventually you might not have to put in as much effort to get the same results, but at that point you should be going on and going above and beyond what you were doing before. That way you can get greater results, because just trying to get the same results for any amount of time, really, besides just trying to get a routine down, maybe a system in place for you to do something, that's the only time you should keep focusing on getting the same results. Because if you're not growing, if you're not going after higher results, you're really digressing, even if you do the same results. I remember I had a band director talk about that. If we don't continually improve, then we are actually getting worse. If we stay the same week after week, year after year, we're actually getting worse. Because those around us that are actually trying to get better are just going past us. So when you think you're at the top, it won't take long. Somebody's going to pass you up, especially in the internet age with social media and everything. People can see exactly what you're doing. They can figure out how you're doing it and then surpass you. So you've always got to be trying to get better. So guys, stop expecting to get the same results with less time and effort. That's not a winner mentality. You've got to keep going for it, getting higher results by setting higher goals. And yeah, you might have to put in more time here and there, but it's worth it in the end. Wouldn't you want to say that you always put 100% in rather than just kind of checking in and then doing your mundane routine and then checking out, going home, and you just watch TV and then you go back to work? To me, that sounds like a miserable life. I'd rather be struggling to meet goals, personal goals, that is, and struggling with that rather than just collecting a paycheck. I've had jobs where, yeah, I guess maybe a day or two was kind of cool. I really didn't have any work going on. I kept asking for work to stay busy, and they're like, well, just look busy. And so, I'd sit there and surf the internet and stuff like that. And I hated that, like I said, maybe one day was kind of cool, like, hey, I got paid to do nothing. But that just killed me doing that. And if you have the mentality that you would love to just sit there and get paid to do nothing, then I guess you're probably not really going to enjoy this podcast and all these podcasts, because that's not the kind of community I want to have here. I want a community that wants to get better, that wants to keep putting in the time and effort to get better. So make sure that you're just going out there, you're really trying to accomplish those goals, and when you get to those goals, set higher goals. Always be growing. It's a shame that so many people just want to get the same results year after year. Or they, with it being the new year still, we're about halfway through the first month of the year, people setting up these resolutions every year, and it's probably about the same resolution. Maybe want to get in shape, do this more, do that more than they did last year, and it's the same exact goal, and yet they never make that change because they want the same result, but they want to put in less time and effort. So don't let that be you. Go out there, put in that time and that effort it takes to get that result, and then go find a new goal and put in that time and effort to get that result and keep going. I encourage you all to do that. Thank you all for listening to the podcast today. I hope it was impactful to you. If you feel you have a friend that can get value from this episode, share it with them. Also, please review and subscribe to this podcast. I can't get this message out without your help. Until next time, have a blessed and healthy day.